What if the secret to your future health was hidden in a decision you made 5 seconds ago? This is not a philosophical question. It is the mathematical reality of the butterfly effect, a pillar of chaos theory that governs everything from global weather patterns to the intricate firing of neurons in your brain. In the world of complex systems, the butterfly effect posits that a minute change in initial conditions can result in vast, divergent consequences. Originally proposed by the meteorologist Edward Lorenz, the theory explains why we cannot perfectly predict the weather beyond a few days. Even a change as small as the flutter of a butterfly's wings in Brazil can set off a chain reaction that produces a tornado in Texas. When we move this concept from the atmosphere into the human body, we uncover the hidden architecture of your own biology. Your health is not a destination. It is a chaotic, non-linear system where every microscopic choice you make acts as a data point that dictates your systemic trajectory. Consider the human nervous system as the ultimate chaotic processor. Every single interaction you have, every breath you take, and every piece of information you consume is an input. Because your body is a non-linear system, it does not respond to these inputs in a simple, predictable way. Instead, your biology amplifies these inputs through feedback loops. When you experience a moment of high stress, your body initiates a sympathetic nervous system response. This is a survival mechanism. It floods your system with cortisol and adrenaline. In a linear system, this would simply be an increase in stress hormones. But in your body, this spike triggers a cascade. It alters your gut microbiome composition, changes your heart rate variability, and forces a shift in your gene expression. If this happens once, your body recovers. But if this happens as a result of a chronic, microscopic habit, such as checking your phone immediately upon waking, you're setting a daily initial condition that biases your entire system toward inflammation. This is the internal butterfly effect. By choosing to look at a blue light-emitting screen the moment you open your eyes, you are inhibiting your natural melatonin production and disrupting your circadian rhythm. That 10-second action does not stay in your eyes. It ripples into your hypothalamus. It suppresses your cortisol reset. It ruins the quality of your sleep 18 hours later. That poor sleep leads to reduced glymphatic clearance in your brain, which impairs your decision-making the following day, which leads to further stress, creating a self-sustaining cycle of biological decay. You are the architect of this loop. You are also the one who can break it. The scientific beauty of the butterfly effect is that if a small negative action can cause systemic decline, a small positive action can cause systemic regeneration. Think of an athlete who decides to walk for 10 minutes in the morning light before starting their day. This is a microscopic change. But this simple action sends a powerful signal to the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the master clock of the human brain. This signal resets the metabolic rhythm for the entire 24-hour cycle. It optimizes the production of serotonin, which is the precursor to melatonin. It improves the integrity of the endothelial lining in the blood vessels. This single choice, performed consistently, creates a biological ripple that compounds over weeks, months, and years, resulting in profound changes in longevity and disease resistance. You are constantly setting these initial conditions. The question is not whether you are creating a butterfly effect. The question is whether that effect is working for your health or against it. In biological terms, we refer to these initial conditions as your allostatic baseline. Allostasis is the process by which the body achieves stability through physiological change. When your baseline is set to a state of chronic alarm, every external stimulus, a missed deadline, a traffic jam, a difficult conversation, is interpreted as a threat. This is why two people can experience the exact same external event and have completely different physiological outcomes. The one who has optimized their baseline can process the stressor without triggering a massive inflammatory cascade. The one who has left their baseline to the chaos of modern habits finds their system overwhelmed by the same event. This is the difference between health and chronic disease. It is not about avoiding all stressors. It is about managing the initial conditions so that the body's response to those stressors is calibrated and efficient. To truly master this, we have to look at the intersection of autonomic regulation and cognitive load. Research indicates that when your nervous system is trapped in the sympathetic state, your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for logical reasoning and long-term planning, is effectively bypassed. You are operating from the amygdala. You are in reactive mode. In this state, you are incapable of making the kinds of health-conscious decisions that generate positive butterfly effects. You choose the convenience of fast food, you ignore the need for movement, and you postpone the restorative sleep that your body desperately requires. By failing to regulate your nervous system, you effectively close the door on the possibility of a positive biological ripple. The solution is the implementation of micro-interventions. These are not massive lifestyle overhauls. They are small, intentional shifts that act as counterweights to the chaotic inputs of modern life. It might be a 3-minute box breathing exercise before you start your workday. It might be the decision to drink a glass of water immediately upon rising to kickstart your metabolic function. It might be the refusal to consume digital stimuli during your meals. These are the flaps of the butterfly's wings. They seem insignificant, but in a non-linear system, they are the leverage points. When you commit to these micro-interventions, you are not just performing a task. You are manually overriding the chaotic momentum of your nervous system. You are reclaiming the initial conditions of your day. This level of biological awareness is the foundation of modern systemic health. It requires a fundamental shift in perspective. We must stop viewing health as a passive state that happens to us and start viewing it as an active process of managing initial conditions. We must realize that every moment is a point of divergence. Every time you consciously choose a behavior that favors your parasympathetic nervous system, you are influencing the biochemistry of the next hour, the next day, and the next week. You are creating a template for your own physiology. This is how you build a buffer against the chaos of the world. You do not wait for the storm. You calibrate your system so that you can navigate through it without being broken by it. This process, however, does not stop with the individual. The impact of these physiological calibrations is cumulative and expansive. The science of biological interconnectedness demonstrates that when you change your own systemic state, you trigger a chain reaction that extends into your environment and across generations. Understanding this mechanism is vital for anyone looking to optimize their longevity and public health impact. In our next episode, we will complete our analysis by exploring the transgenerational and societal ripples of these individual choices, showing exactly how one person's biological mastery can fundamentally rewrite the health outcomes of an entire population. Make sure to stay tuned, as we will finalize this technical exploration of the butterfly effect in the very next part of this series. To be continued.